So this is a difficult topic to talk about because it's difficult to articulate this. It's difficult to teach someone how to leverage their intuition, especially as an athlete, especially as a lifter. So it's no wonder that most people don't talk about this topic, but I think it's really important. The purpose of this video is to talk about and teach you, or exemplify what it might mean to listen to your gut as an athlete and as a lifter. And I encourage you to do this because it's really, really important. Yes, I want you to listen to your coach. I want you to listen to your program. I want you to follow what you know to be true. I want you to be calculated and intellectual. At the same time, I need you to feel what's right. I need you to feel it in your gut and listen to it. Listen to the intuition. It's a gift of discernment that you've been given, and you really need to tap into that. Now, what often causes lifters to not be able to tap into that, it's usually two things. Lack of trust and a lack of alignment. Now, I recognize that this video isn't going to be for everyone. I'd be surprised if this even gets 1,000 views, to be honest. Lack of trust and a lack of alignment. Now, lack of trust is easy to beat. This just comes with time, making mistakes, failing. You start to learn to fail properly. You'll fail fast, you'll fail forwards, but you'll start to realize that failure is a great thing. There's something freeing about failure because how much worse could things get? So as things get worse and worse and worse, you start to realize like, man, fuck this, bro. Like, I'm just gonna do what I think is right. Because I've listened to everybody else, I've drank the Kool-Aid and it's not fucking working and I end up failing anyway, so I might as well fail on my own terms. That's how I started to feel after I made some mistakes. But the other side of it too is, if you're successful or if you fail, either way, you have evidence of decisions. You have evidence, basically your outcomes, evidence of your processes, right? The outcomes tell you a story. They tell you what worked and what didn't. And so now you can start to say to yourself like, man, like, okay, in the past, when I did this, it didn't work. I have a gut feeling that if I continue to do what I'm doing right now, it ain't gonna work either. So let me change course. So it comes with maturity, it comes with time. So this lack of trust is really easy to beat. This one's really easy to beat. The more that you train, the harder you go, the more driven you are, the more reps you get under your belt, the easier it becomes for you to believe in yourself, to believe in what you feel is right, okay? And it should be a marriage. It shouldn't just be like your gut instinct over everything, in my opinion. I think it should be a collaboration. I think it should be a blend of what statistically works for most people and has worked in the past, both for yourself and for most people, right? And that's usually gonna be something that comes from your coach or from fellow lifters and stuff. And then the other bit is just like, I know this goes against the grain. I know this goes against everything that should be right, but I feel really strongly about making this choice. It should be a blend. Although a lot of times what you'll find is the one decision that could change everything for you is gonna have to be made based on instinct and intuition rather than what makes sense, right? Let's not forget, anyone who accomplished anything worth remembering, they had to be a little crazy, man. They had to be so delusional that they would even fucking try. I mean, the Wright brothers flew a fucking plane across the Atlantic. That's insane. Everyone else would have told them, are you out of your mind? Not only are you building this thing, you're gonna fly this thing? That's crazy. And yet they did it. And that has to be something based on intuition. Like, I just feel it in my gut. This is what we need to do. Okay, I'm gonna try and not run off on a tangent here. The second piece of this is a lack of alignment. Now, this is harder, man, because what this means is you need to be centered, in line with where you are, where you're going, where you could be. You have to be in line here. You'll feel it. When you're in line here, anything that would pull you off of this trajectory, you'll notice it and you'll say, nah, not for me. I'm good. It's hard. It's hard, especially if you're introverted and introspective like me, especially if you think a lot, or especially if you have ADHD like me. You're always thinking of a million possibilities. You're an overthinker. I'm a chronic overthinker, so it becomes really difficult. I'm also can be very emotional, you know, so I feel things deeply. I sympathize, I empathize, I'm very compassionate. I feel those things. And so that combo makes it really tough because I start to question a lot, right? You have to try your best to you have to stay aligned. Where am I right now? Where am I headed? Where could I be? That has to be in alignment. Easy example is this. We'll take powerlifting. I want to be an open world champion. I want to win Sheffield, right? I want to break world records, all of that stuff. Okay. That's where I'm headed. So let's just say nationals, right? This is me. I'm here right now. I'm 6 weeks out from nationals currently. We have nationals here. Where I could be is the absolute best in human history. That means open world champion, Sheffield champion, with a world record in all 3 lifts, right? And the total. That's where I could be. If I'm aligned in that and everything I'm doing and everything I think about myself and all my beliefs, everything about me is aligned with that, the moment someone tries to detract me from that, my gut instinct says, no, I'm good. I'm good. An example might be, hey man, you want to go out drinking this weekend? Easy decision to say no, right? Because I'm aligned. I know what's right for me. I can sense it in my gut, like, nah, that doesn't feel right. Like I need to stay in, right? I need to be rested and recovered for my training. Let's get a little bit closer now. Your boy says, hey man, dude, like you should max out. You're looking really good today. There's just something about that doesn't feel right because I got nationals coming up and I'm thinking about where I'm trying to go and where I could be, and that's gonna throw me off. No, I'm good. Okay. Now let's say your coach makes a recommendation or there's something in your program that you feel in your gut, if I do this set at 85%, I think it's gonna pull me back too much. I think it's gonna give me way too much of a training stimulus. I'm gonna be way too fatigued to keep moving and making progress over the next couple of weeks. I don't think this is smart. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna go against what my program says. It's a gut instinct. When you are aligned, it's so much easier to feel that out, to sense that. When you're not aligned, that's when it's like, I guess that could work. I guess this could be the answer. I guess. You have to be present with yourself. You have to allow your gut instinct to kick in, your intuition to kick in. And it's driven by 2 things. 1, an internal locus of control. So in other words, you, your character, who you are, your core essence, your core being, who you are, your subconscious, all of that. That's going to radiate that energy. That's what's going to be the magnet that attracts or repels the stuff that's right for you and that's not. But then there's the external. And the external matters because although you are a magnet in and of yourself, you're attracting these things or repelling these things. And so the external really matters. If you are aligned with something, you're being attracted to it, or you're bringing it to yourself, right? Because you know it's right for you. It's what you want. It's what you're driven towards. You can feel it in your bones. It was meant for you. So anything that would interfere with that, you're going to start to notice. Now, this is very high level stuff. I told you it's really difficult to break this down, but I'm doing my best. What I want you to start to do is leverage that intuition to make smart choices for yourself. They don't have to make sense. They just have to be smart for you. They have to make sense for you. You have to leverage your intuition. It's a God-given gift. It is called discernment, and it's really, really important to leverage it. It's your gut feeling. And here's the thing, man. Even if you're wrong, which sometimes you will be, a lot of times you won't, but even if you're wrong, the truth is, you did the right thing. You followed your gut. You bet on yourself. Who's going to fault you for that? As someone who has won and has lost, as someone who's lost a lot more than they've won, and who's constantly grinding towards more, I can tell you with absolute certainty the regrets that I have as a result of other people's decisions weigh so much heavier than the regrets that I have of my own failures despite betting on myself. That's the truth. The other thing too is what guides you. You know, if you are moving with good intention, if you are at peace, you're not anxious or worried about anything, you're not emotional about anything, you're stoic really, you're at peace, then you know, again, you're in alignment. So now you can you're in a place to make those decisions from your gut, right? You're not egotistical, you're not emotional, you're not being pulled in different directions. You are present, you are with yourself, you have an internal locus of control, you're at peace. And so therefore, the source is not corrupted. And anything that will come from the source then, therefore, won't be corrupted. May not make sense to other people, but that's okay. It doesn't need to. So that's the video. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to explain here. Now, of course, I have to give you like a real life practical example here. Deadlifts. Deadlifts for me have always been really, really tricky to build because any amount of extreme fatigue tanks my deadlifts. And deadlifts tend to stack up extreme fatigue really, really fast. And it takes me twice as long to recover from like a real big, hard wall that I hit in deadlifts than it does to hit that wall. So like, it may take me within a week, I can throw my body into the ground through deadlifting or as a result of deadlifting, and then it'll take me 2 weeks to recover from that, right? So for me, I've always had to be very careful. One mistake that I've made is listening to my coaches who tell me like, they want me to push my deadlifts really hard. They want me to take the heaviest deadlift of my fucking life a week out from the meet. And every time I've done that, I show up unpeaked. I show up simply not able to PR or not able to hit what I know I'm capable of. It's because there's too much fatigue. It's because there's things suppressing my ability to express my strength. And I feel it in my gut, guys. Like I know it. But of course my head says, no, we need to listen to our coach. No, well, what if we fail? What if we lose because of this gut instinct decision? What if? Over time, you learn to trust yourself more. And over time, you start to realize, nah, I'm in alignment. I wouldn't be feeling this if it wasn't supposed to be here. I wouldn't have this instinct about this if it wasn't supposed to be here. So ever since I started to take that into account, one of the changes that I made going into meets is my back downs are stupid light. Peaking is not a time to build, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna be building any fucking strength in 8 weeks. It's just not gonna happen. So instead, I take advantage of the opportunity to simply go super light. So maybe I have a 694 pound pull for my top set, but my back downs are 475, you know? And that's it. I'm not saying that's a great answer, but it's a answer. It's better to me than going heavy for my back downs and completely thrashing my body over and over and over. Picking the right numbers, pacing myself properly, all that stuff, I start to do a little bit more from my gut. Decisions I've made for my bench press, guys, the programming changes I made in my programming to go from basically literally failing 475 at the end of a block on bench to basically the next block hitting 513, it was all based on my gut. I felt to myself, I was like, you know what? I think I just need more frequent, super heavy touches. I started handling over 420 to 430 pounds, like literally 3 to 4 times a week. In different rep schemes and set schemes and all that stuff. And with John's help, we kind of tweaked it so that it made sense. And then I benched 513. And now things had tanked a little bit. And now it's kind of back on the up and up. Why? Because again, I'm going by instinct. It's a combination, it's a collaboration. The point is you need to trust it. Okay, so I don't want to run on here. A little bit of a weird niche video, but yeah, hopefully it makes sense. I do want to give a shout out. This is Aybl, AYBL. You can use code GAVIN10 at checkout to save 10%. They are my clothing sponsor. And if you guys would like to work with me, I'd be more than happy to look at your application, get on a call, talk about your training and see how I can help. I will tell you that we have a brand new training app launching soon. It's gonna have, I think we're launching with at least 20 to 30 programs. And when I say we, it's really just me. And I'm really excited for the community features that we're gonna have instituted and the new content and all that comes with it. So yeah, so if you're looking for something, now's the time to hop on. Pause. All right, I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.